If you've gone through too much, if life has stretched you, broken you, rebuilt you more times than you can count, you might think you're damaged. You might think you're too sensitive, too serious, too guarded, or too tired. But what if those things aren't flaws? What are their strengths that only people who survived real storms develop? Pain changes people. That's true. But it doesn't just wound you, it shapes you. And if you've had to grow up fast, hold yourself together, or rebuild from rock bottom, there are strengths in you that others may never fully understand. Here are 6 strengths you likely have, not despite what you've been through, but because of it. Number 1, you read people exceptionally well. When you've experienced instability, conflict, or emotional unpredictability, you learn to scan the room. You notice tone shifts, micro-expressions, subtle changes in energy. Psychology shows that people who grow up in stressful environments often develop heightened emotional awareness as a survival skill. You had a sense when something was off before it exploded. Maybe you can tell when someone says, "I'm fine," but they're clearly not. Maybe you can feel tension before anyone else notices it. That's not overthinking. That's attunement. You learn to read between the lines because it kept you safe. And now that skill makes you empathetic, perceptive, and socially intelligent. In healthy environments, this becomes leadership, emotional depth, and powerful intuition. Number 2, you're resilient in ways most people aren't. You might not even see this in yourself. To you, it just feels like I had no choice. But resilience isn't about never falling apart. It's about getting back up even when you're exhausted. Research on post-traumatic growth suggests that many people who endure significant hardship develop greater inner strength over time, not because the pain was good, but because surviving it proved something to them. Think about how many times you thought, "I can't do this anymore," and yet you did. You adapted, you endured, you figured it out. That quiet voice inside you that says, "I've handled worse." That's strength. It's earned confidence. Number 3, you value peace deeply. Some people chase drama. You crave calm. When you've experienced chaos, you don't romanticize it. You don't find it exciting. You find it exhausting. Psychology indicates that after prolonged stress, the nervous system becomes highly aware of what feels safe versus unsafe. You've likely become protective of your peace because you know what it costs to lose it. Maybe you prefer small circles over big crowds. Maybe you'd rather have one honest conversation than 10 shallow ones. Maybe you need more alone time than others. That's not antisocial. That's self-awareness. You understand the value of emotional safety, and that makes you someone who builds stable, grounded relationships. Number 4, you're deeply compassionate. If you've known what it feels like to struggle in silence, you notice when others are doing the same. Research shows that people who have experienced hardship often show increased empathy toward others facing difficulty. You don't judge easily. You understand that everyone has a story. Maybe you're the friend people confide in. Maybe strangers open up to you without knowing why. Maybe you instinctively say, "That must have been really hard," instead of "just get over it." You don't minimize pain because you know how real it is. Your experience has expanded your emotional range. You can sit with discomfort. You can hold space. That is rare. Number 5, you built independence. When support wasn't always consistent, you learned to rely on yourself. You figured things out alone. You solved problems without guidance. You became resourceful. Psychology calls this adaptive independence, developing self-sufficiency in response to early challenges. And while hyper-independence can sometimes make it hard to ask for help, at its core, it's proof of your capability. You know you can survive. You know you can rebuild. You know that even if everything falls apart, you will find a way through it. That's not coldness. That's competence. Number 6, you see life with depth. People who haven't struggled often live on the surface. But when you face loss, betrayal, failure, or deep disappointment, you don't see the world the same way. You think more. You reflect more. You appreciate small things more. Research suggests that adversity often increases meaning-making, the ability to find purpose and perspective in life events. Maybe sunsets hit differently for you. Maybe loyalty matters more. Maybe you don't take kindness lightly. You understand impermanence. You understand how fragile things can be. And because of that, you love more intentionally. That's depth. That's wisdom. If you've gone through too much, you might still carry scars. Healing isn't linear. Strength doesn't erase hurt. But please understand this. You are not too much. You are not broken beyond repair. You are someone who adapted to survive. And in doing so, you develop perception, resilience, empathy, independence, and depth. The very things you once thought were damage may actually be your superpowers. Take a moment and reflect. Which of these strengths do you see in yourself? And if no one has told you this lately, I'm proud of you for making it this far. If this resonated with you, subscribe for more psychology insights that help you understand yourself on a deeper level. You're not alone in this. And the more you understand your mind, the more empowered you become.